Draft 1 of Act 1. America's School for the Deaf has continued to be successful. Many other schools have opened for the deaf since, but we have struggled to know how to teach deaf children correctly. First, there is the methodical approach, next teaching in English, and last the natural sign language. We will see what happens. Methodical order signing needs to be used in schools. Children need to be taught to think in English word order. If we sign methodical, it will be so confusing. But if we use methodical approach, it will help signers learn the right English order. Sign language has blossomed due to the deaf community and deaf teachers. If deaf people learn their natural sign language, they will be punished to live a life of confusion and poverty. Anyway, hearing teachers have tried everything, but sign language is the natural language. Wow, the debate continues until 1835, until ASL finally became a form to teach deaf children. ASL instruction continued to progress, and those deaf children grew to be successful adults. This room is nice. I like the pictures on the wall. Oh, thank you for the coffee. Did you make it? Yes, it's my coffee. Have you been to the coffee shop nearby? It's very busy and seems successful. Yes, I've been many times. The food is good and also a good place to meet a lot of deaf people. I go to the coffee shop around 4 to study. There's a similar establishment in Martha's Vineyard. What's Martha's Vineyard? It's a great place in Massachusetts. Many deaf people live there. Hearing and deaf sign too. I recently went to Martha's Vineyard and both hearing and deaf sign socializing all together. I really enjoyed it. They were chatting away. There's a church whose priest knows sign too. There is farmland where children like to play and their parents will call them over signing to them. Wow, signing all the time seems wonderful. We can plan it out the next month to visit. Wow, deaf lives are beautiful. But it was a sad day when a man addressed a new concept about evolution which affected the deaf community. Hearing people began to look down to the deaf community. This man's name was Charles Darwin. I will explain my theory of evolution. Over time, people have evolved from monkeys to humans. The emotion of feeling, muscle, and speech differentiate us from primate to human. I met a man once who was born deaf, but because he was deaf, he was still considered a primate. Did he just say deaf people are primates? I think so. Some needs to teach them how to speak and communicate correctly. It's going to be hard because they are incompetent. They need a formal kind of sign language. Their sign language is like how a dog communicates. Excuse me, sign language and facial expression is God's gift of communication. Facial expressions allow a person to their real emotions. Sign language allows certain groups to be able to express themselves and communicate better. Right! When communicating with someone and using facial expressions, it allows opportunity for connection and feel each other's spirits. Expression is not a gift from God. It is not a human trait. Facial expressions are not used to connect with the spirit. Facial expressions come from animals from our past. Human beings are the most dominant life form for their ability to use their voice to communicate. God is connected to human beings. We are God's gift. You are not human. We are expressive, not facial expressions. Natural language. Inferior. And scene.